Hello and welcome, Marvel Rivals fans. We are here and we are live. This will be the first LAN at the Hyperx Arena, at least, and the first LAN really in general, Pidgey. I'm not sure if I've seen a whole lot LAN-wise other.
So it's you to stop that vehicle in its tracks.
Lights out.
Time to shine.
I thought
he got blonde hair. I was like trying to actually say the right name.
the tiny blonde woman, I'm telling you, like, they're hard to tell apart. And also those hitboxes, right? So hard to hit. On board now with the Scarlet Witch, trying to get something going right here, but that's going to be a little bit easier said than done against the Iron Fist on the other side. Getting that going and immediately show up, show out. That's a
Sure of what they picked here, being able to pick that Scarlet Witch, you don't need to aim. And then going over to Psylocke and that magic, the burst and the assassination potential is just ridiculous. I would really think about, after these first 2 minutes, switch out some team comps because you are not getting that aggressive nature against these teams. And look at that, Dr. Strange being able to just pick him off, slap the rocks in his face, going to be able to pop their E, and now trying to stay alive, but those healers are doing a great job. Keep it.
Dagger Storm right there, keeping him alive in every way, shape, and form. But as we swap on over here, Magic finds a couple. Red team heading for the hills as of right now. This is just a recuperate type situation. Taking a look at the numbers, as you can, well, they can hear us over here. Let's try and describe the ultimates that each of these teams have without being descriptive, right? There's a couple online here for one of these teams, as we can see. Heals, DPS.
Yeah, and one of them is going to be the most useful factor of going into these last 2 minutes and being able to see what we're seeing right now. Moon Knight's ulti coming out. That's going to be able to at least find one hit, and 2 different players on the blue side going to be able to pick up 2. And then the Magic is going in ham. Magneto's trying to shield himself up, but cannot shield himself enough.
Yep,
there is the Psylocke ulti to wrap that whole minute up. Easy peasy. We talked about how the ultis are going to be the most important factor of these matches, and I said it. I mean, this is supposed to be a convergence moment, but even on a payload moment, you got to be able to switch your characters up. It's not working. You will have a minute and a half left to get anything rolling, and immediately getting picked out right out of the gate.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're going to have to combo that Punisher ultimate with something else. You got to get the support right here. This team fight just completely ends. Just dead in the water before it even started, unfortunately. If you're red team, you got to come back. You can come back right now, because with a minute 15 or so, that's maybe 2 teams.
Yeah, this is really brutal, and still no change up on what they're trying to do in this team comp, but finally going to be able to take some space. Red team actually closing the gap, pushing the goats forward. Will they be able to hold on to it? Uh-oh. This is going to be a little
see how
bit
this works.
tomfoolery. We've got a little bit of ults ready for action. Nice. And the Doctor Strange ulti into the flank through the teleporter. Wanda's also going to be able to pop their ulti. Grab it. 3, 4, 5 different players are down for the count, and that might just wrap it up for the last 30 seconds of this first round.
Yeah, they got one more opportunity here, and we can see, obviously, ultimate-wise, what is available. Whether or not they will utilize it, Pidgey, that is the question to be answered. Not a whole lot answer-wise on the other side, as there comes the Jeff ult. That was not ideal situations. If there was any of these ultimates they had to start with, you can't start with that.
Yeah, no, you cannot. You really got to be able to give space, allow Jeff to get to that backline and try and do something. You have a spot where you can jump off on this map, but it's not going to be enough. But with that Cloak of Dagger going down, that's actually going to be the best possible outcome for the situation right now. But with 1 second left, we're heading into overtime, and that overtime might just be over in just an instant. With never mind, Red Team coming out swinging. The Iron Fist actually going to be able to pick up some eliminations and going forward, take some space, going down on the Doctor Strange. They're going to just get obliterated.
The dive gets nothing, as we see a couple ultimate abilities getting popped right now. Sidelock on everybody. That's 2 quickly. About 15 seconds of overtime left, as Magneto is definitely not going to be able to hold that up themselves. Overtime clock now ticking. The Moon Knight on the other side.
That is a penta from Psylocke to wrap up the match. Someone put that Psylocke down right now. Laser down these champions that could potentially just run away, but you're going to be able to keep an eye on them. Doctor Strange going to try and see what they can find in this portal.
Wonkiness.
Going to be able to use that sling range into the flank. Will that pop up something? No, this Punisher is looking low, but the heals are coming out.
Wow.
And they're going to actually be able to pull off a double kill. The Punisher shotgun is going to do the work that it's meant to do.
And infinite ammo right there, close and personal. That is the one place you do not want to be, as a big fat tank with a big fat hitbox, Pidgey.
No, you do
First
not.
push is dead in the water as of right now. See how this is able to get the other way, because I mean, this is a squad that showed out on defense. Recreating on offense is a completely different story, it seems.
100%. I mean, Red Squad right now, though, down 3 players. They're going to have to get back in this fight as soon as possible. And Blue Side going to be able to pop that. Dr. Strange is getting shredded right now. Iron Fist actually doing work. Going to be able to close that gap. Gets slept by Mantis. And they're going to have to dash right out. 140 HP. Doctor Strange going to be able to pick one off. And now still surviving because the healers are healing and doing the work they need to.
How is
both
this
teams? I mean, I'm telling you, the healers are doing work right now. They were getting heals on heals on heals. You can see that pocket right now from Cloak and Dagger. They heal so much, and it's ridiculous as they're going to be able to find 2 right there as Doctor Strange, just an absolute tank of a human being. He's not the Supreme Wizard for no reason.
Man, oh man, 3 eliminations coming immediately afterwards. The res coming in from Red Team is not going to be enough. Got your Loki back, but that Loki just pushed way too far forward there, Pidgey. And as soon as that happens, your huge source of healing is gone. Offense reigning supreme right now, and they are rolling. They really do not have very far to go as well, my man.
No, they do not. That offensive push from Red Side was unfortunately a rough situation to be a part of, and Starlord just diving in solo, trying to Reaper ulti. Unfortunately, they are not going to be able to pull off that whole savior play. And this first round was a little bit rough, but they had the right mentality. They should have just implemented that mentality sooner, right? Switch up the comp and it would work out.
Right. The 2 teams you just saw up here on the stage, or up on broadcast, excuse me, will be going against each other, winners on winners, right? The other 2 squads that were unable to take a W going to be playing each other's as well, but they're swapping trios, right?
Yes.
I mean, I guess you could say that the predetermined trio is staying the same, but really you could look at it either way, right?
Either way.
They're both trios and they're both swapping, right? So the 2 teams you just saw win are now going to go forth and do battle domination on Hell's Heaven coming up here next. That is what Spider-Girl does best. We can say it now. They're already going, yeah.
We were waiting for the reveal, and we're already into this fight with that Doctor Strange portal from the blue side. Going to be able to teleport them in and put them already in this chokehold. We've got the Winter Soldier trying to put out damage, but Namor is able to pick off Scarlet Witch on the first elimination of this round. Winter Soldier looking a little bit low, so is everyone on the blue side. Namor getting stunned out, but Winter Soldier's going to be able to go down, go off the side, and there's a Magic doing some card tricks on the Winter Soldier. We're already seeing this be so much more competitive. Both teams losing a player right out of the gate, trying to get that control of that point.
And it's a DPS as well, Pidgey, so the sustainability from either team goes up immediately once that amount of DPS does go. That's a very early ultimate. No, it wasn't. Excuse me, I missed that. That's me 2 now down for the Red Squad. Now 3 here. The Scarlet Witch here for the Red Squad, finding a little bit, but now it's a get out of dodge type situation. Rest and recuperate here for your Red Squad.
Blue Squad already grabbing that point. They're going to be able to control that for the time being, as Red Squad going to have to wait, get recuperated, and that's a big factor of what this game mode is, and in every game mode per se, but you're not going to be able to go in and get any picks if you're not already having your 6 players ready to go and trying to have something get built here, because we're already seeing Red Side having some of these ultis ready and potentially going to be utilized, as we see Petty Parker going to go down in the health bars, but so is Doctor Strange. He's going to have to back up, get some heals, and see how they're going to be able to close this gap, as now all of these heals and shields are coming out, and they're going to be able to put their teammates on full blast. But there is the Psylocke ulti coming out, 150 damage per piece, and that is going to be a blue team wipe, as Doctor Strange is going to go down ace. Coming out for Red Team, and they're going to be able to control the point for the time being.
There you go. All shall fall before the Psylocke, and a little bit more of an even-handed match we have on our hands already, Pidgey. Absolutely love this. So let's break down this previous team fight, right? The DPS gets absolutely waxed from the blue squad here, and then it's just the tanks kind of left to pick up the pieces, really, and healers scrambling, especially given they have so much like HPS, so much healing per second over here for the blue squad. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a change to something with a bit more bursty. Here comes Luna Luna Snow ultimate.
Yeah, but Doctor Strange was able to hit that elimination right before that Luna Storm ult was able to come out. We've got the magic now on the screen, gonna be able to teleport into their back line. The
Huge.
Doctor Strange ulti, and down goes the blue team. There's 5 players gone. Wipe, as Penny Parker is the only one left trying to itsy bitsy spider crawl away from the chaos that just ensued.
Well, here's the thing, though, right? You have this web, the web that goes forth and stuns, right? Her projected
Yes.
web. You have to hold on to it because at this point, the obviously higher level elos, right? These are players that have played this game a solid bit, probably have a little bit of experience on other hero shooters. You have to ult track at this point. You have got to pay attention about how much ultimate your opponents can be reasonably expected to have, right, Pidgey?
1000%, because if you're not tracking saying, hey, this person just used their ulti, they're going to be down for a minute, you're going to be caught off guard just like Blue Side was when Doctor Strange went in, stunned 3 people with their ulti, and it was basically a rapid magic damage, just ridiculous right now, trying to get that auto cancel in, and they grab that elimination onto Penny Parker once again. Scarlet Witch going down on the side of red, and now going forward, we're trying to see how this Psylocke ulti will change up the game. Triple elimination from Magic, make it 4.
Nicely done. There's the Luna Snow ultimate on board yet again to make sure that this should be more of an easier take. There's the Namor ult in the middle, finds nothing. So this is a couple ultimates pitched in here. And the reason why this was a mistake, Pidgey, is of course because these ultimates travel from round to round. This could have been an explosive round number 2 start for them, and now they're just not going to have anywhere near as much in the tank.
And we're going to be able to see this overtime being wrapped up, and that's a textbook definition on how you're going to be able to lose the site at first, Blue Side grabbing it, and then Red Side saying, hey, we're just going to be able to regroup, go back in, Strange portal into that fight, and then allow Psylocke to do what Psylocke does best. Dive the back lane. They didn't have ultis up, and they were able to swipe it out. Swiper, yes, swipey for Red Team grabbing that first point.
Now, will we see the utilization of kind of the trickier teams, right? Both teams had the Doctor Strange. I feel like we can talk about it a little bit. Because now, like, the element of surprise is kind of gone, right? And especially if you're one of these squads that dropped a whole lot of ultimates in the fight to try and maintain that, Pidgey, you do not want to throw right into there knowing that this other squad is probably going to have a little bit more charge than you. 10 seconds to go right here. We do see a little bit of switches. Don't want to be specific about it, right?
No,
but we do see a little bit of a switch.
Yes, we do. And I hope that's actually actually what I'm seeing right now is really smart. Never mind, going back to it. I thought they were going to do what they were going to do previously, but figuring out how you're going to be able to eliminate this dive comp, because this is the same comp that we saw from the first round, right? From the very first time before the break, you got the Psylocke, you got the Scarlet Witch, you've got the magic that just dives that backline, and you don't know how to manage it. But with these tankier DPSs, you've got Black Panther, Moon Knight for the range, and trying to do anything to stop this onslaught, but Magic's just going to dive in, and like you said, don't even understand what that mentality was. What brain power were you using?
Especially given they spent so much time on top, I'm not sure if they were trying to like give them sound cues, make them think something was coming that never would ultimately land. I'm not 100% sure, but once you remove that amount of DPS, especially on a diving DPS, and get back to your team, the all shall fall pretty much quickly thereafter. Blue takes the first. They'll be stacking on 20% before Red can even really go forth and mount a solid comeback at this.
And remember, with all of these maps, with this domination, once you hit that 50% mark, it actually changes the map. So you have to think about that. Once we get closer and closer to that 50% mark, you're going to be closed off from many different flanking routes. But currently, we are seeing Red Side trying to just get into anywhere. But my gosh, where did they go? Kanai Joe getting bursted down. They just cannot compete with this damage right now. No. Psylocke gonna have to dive back and get some heals from Luna Snow.
You hang out here, don't go all the way. Okay. Now, this is just the trickle factor, right? This ultimate might be a defining factor, but I think they probably know a Magneto down. That is a fantastic pick. as the Cloak and Dagger tries to get out from the other side. A stun coming in as we swap on along. Scarlet Witch on board right now, super low. Cloak and Dagger just trying to get out of the thick of things, and that's going to be a lot easier said than done, Pidgey.
Black Panther also grabbing that elimination onto Scarlet Witch. That is what we're talking about, eliminating these burst competitors and trying to find what they can, but Blue Side finding what they cannot is a clean elimination sweep, ace, nothing. Blue Side going to lose control of this point and now has to work back at it, but with 76% on that control, we'll see if they're going to be able to do anything to bring this back. And right now, they do have a lot utilized.
Yeah, so not going to say it specifically. There's one player on the blue team that has had their ultimate throughout the entire previous fight. They're the only person with ultimate going into it. And now you're talking about dead time. Finally comes out. This is what I was talking about. The Penny Parker ultimate on a point as of right now. Hand of Khonshu finding a lot in the back as Black Panther finds themselves a pig. Only loss so far. One player down for blue. This should be a swap. They're not getting on top. They have mines there. This is the time to get involved. This Doctor Strange will fall, and blue takes back control.
Yeah, that 5-person elimination. And the Psylocke, though, going to clean up work. That Black Panther didn't even see it coming. And
oh no.
Talking about not seeing it coming.
Destructible environment, man. That's how it'll bite you, Pidgey.
It really will. And you never see it coming. Like, actually, when you have just a little bit of a crack from that destructible environment, and then you have 2 HP, and you're like, how did it all go wrong? And really, Blue Side seems like they're going to be able to just keep control for the time being. Potentially not. Red team has a lot at their disposal, so Blue Side's going to get clean twice, but they're not going to pop all of their ultis just yet. But that might be the downfall of Red team. But Blue Side now with one player left. Moon Knight is the lone straggler who's going to have to just wait for their team to spawn again.
Yeah, going to be just shy of a full ace, a full 6-person wipe there, Pidgey. Fortunately, the resource, for Blue Squad, the more ideal situation would have been Red dumping a bunch of ultimates in. But as it is, an early pick, this should never have happened.
Oh, the Moon Knight, the moon rises, as we're going to be able to see them use those haunts and really distribute a ton of damage. Blue Side going to get eliminated. Penny Parker down, always being the target of Red Side's attack, and really, when we get down to it, we're seeing what we see, and it's going to be a very hard battle to take control back for Blue Side. At 99% too, my heart is breaking for them.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to dump a lot to get into this, and really what it is I think the tank cohesion right here. Frequently, if you're going to send one tank diving in, as Penny Parker has been doing so far, you got to have that projected barrier on cooldown, the Iron Bulwark here, but this is some wonky back play. Fantastic stuff. We didn't want to give it away too quickly. Very exciting on that one, though, as that's going to go back the other way, 99 to 99, Pidgey.
Oh, it might be it. Blue Side might be able to control it. They do. They're going to be able to go in this overtime.
Nice.
Magic is looking low. They're going to have to pull every card trick under the book to try and survive, and they're not going to be able to. Blue Side, 99 to 99%. They're going to be able to control this. No matter what, don't count out Moon Knight for bringing us back into this game.
Gotta watch your flanks here, people. That's as clean as it gets. The Black Panther was providing so much value when you're talking about non-ultimate utilization, Pidgey. That is exactly what the Doctor ordered. The Moon Knight right here, gotta say, obviously we only see player 6, don't know their name. They just won that round for blue in every way, shape, and form at the most crucial of times.
Yes, they did. That ulti is just so brutal. It does so much damage. By the time you hear his voice line end, you're already eliminated, but that also comes down to communication. Anyone could have been scouting out and trying to find where Moon Knight is, but unfortunately, Moon Knight, and fortunately for Blue Side, they were able to find that flank, grab 2 picks, and control that round. And with 10 seconds to go into this next round, this will determine who is what, where, and why, and see which team will be able to pull this one off.
You forgot about how.
That is true. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm going to be real with you, because this has just been so back and forth.
It really has been. This is the kind of competition I was really looking forward to coming here and seeing, right? Just call it like it is. The first round was a little bit more one-sided. These two teams went forth and really ployed their domination over the rest. Fantastic job. Now paying attention to the Spider Nest here first. That's going to be a long cooldown for the Spider-Girl player. Here it comes. Here's a Psylocke. There's 2 players inside, and a fantastic job counter-ulting to give you nothing for the Psylocke ultimate.
And now Scarlet Witch trying to be that competitor in the sky, trying to put out any sort of damage, but currently red side looking extremely low. Their health bars are just getting decreased. Where are the healers doing?
Help your tank! There you go!
That's what I've been saying this entire round, that these tanks have been struggling. They've been getting eliminated, but
Great burst.
That's what
Great
we're talking
burst.
about. Dr. Strange getting that heal from third health, being able to push forward, take that space, and just do damage. And we're already seeing that control happen right now. Orange is up 12%.
Veil of Darkness right there. It's such an underutilized ability here from a lot of your Cloak and Daggers. Like, generally, your most ideal Cloak and Dagger play is going to be swapping to Cloak, excuse me, putting out the Veil of Darkness right there, 50% increased damage on everybody for like 2.5 seconds or 2 seconds or something like that, swapping immediately back. Cloak and Dagger is not the hero that needs to be taking final picks. They need to be adding and facilitating those picks. Getting involved as of right now, Magneto, a man after my own heart. Here comes the hand of Khonshu, and it lands again.
Oh my God!
That's 5 for 2 on Hand of Khonshu's from this Moon Knight player.
That is ridiculous, being able to grab 3 picks on the red side, but now the Cylon trying to find this flank, but they're going to be able to survive for 1 more second. We'll see how much longer.
Just jump off.
Just jump away, find a health pack, do something, but the heals are going to be able to come out safe for the last second. Thankfully, they're able to survive, and Psylocke's ulti just charges so fast, so I really want them to survive for as long as possible, get in there, and try and see what they can do once that ulti comes up, because this is still a neck-and-neck race. 41% blue side, 25%, but Psylocke right now is just getting zoned out.
Yeah, these Onks right here are absolutely making it sure that she can't comfortably take this ever. Obviously, the immediate hits, no aiming necessary, right, from Moon Knight's Onk. Now, we'll see how Namor and the rest are able to get this one going. That's a fat one early. Here comes the Squirrel Brigade up to the moon and back. That's another Moon Knight ultimate down bottom, and not quite as much value, but what it was is this forced these squirrels to take their targets, and while everybody pays attention to the Hand of Khonshu, the squirrels roam down bottom, blue on top.
They did, and so did all of blue side's ultis. They had to dump everything to take and could keep control of the point for the time being. Red side has to make something happen, and it could potentially be their time to shine. Squirrel Girl was the game-changing difference so far, but the game is going to change as they're going to get straight eliminated. That magic is going to be able to close that gap and not allow those acorns to hit any which way. You're going to be seeing Sandy Cheeks get a little bit angry about that, but Psylocke ulti coming out, going to be able to dash right in, takes out Cloak and Dagger. Magneto trying to protect the backline, but they're not going to get there in time. Luna Snow ulti, da 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 da, take it down
with
blue
us.
side.
I love it. Loud nerf to her recently, right? You can't quite spam the switches between damage and healing anymore. But yeah, a great quality of life. I wouldn't even hardly call it a nerf at this point. On board with this squad as they're just trying to get inside here. Stuns coming out from the Psylocke. Now for the AoE. Go ahead.
To go down and try and reposition themselves for this next section, because now with red side taking control, you still have a little bit of time to charge up those ults, but Moon Knight going to get absolutely swept there, and Squirrel Girl going to have another ulti ready, throws down the acorn, tries to trap him with that CC. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find anyone just yet. Throws it down, and they're looking low.
Yeah, they only have one healer here, so coming back and just beating feet for a couple of seconds might be the move. 87-88, they don't have a whole lot of time to work with here, Pidgey. Taking a look at ultimates, we see what's on board, and really this is going to be a tough task and a Herculean ask to come forth here and really break this early.
Oh, no.
The magic all over the Squirrel Girl, nothing doing right there as blue players fall all over point. All up in your backline is the Moon Knight still able to find one here. A little bit of back and forth and a pinstripe kill feed. Scarlet Knight from the skies as of right now back to the backline, and I gotta say this blue team's got to do a better job of respecting the backline.
They really do. This magic has teleported in and found the opportunities time and time and time and time again, and that's going to allow red team to take that 2-1 victory. Beautiful work from that team to be able to keep their DPS safe and really give the respect to that magic to say, hey, go ahead, do what you do best, take out the Squirrel Girl, she won't be able to take you down, and give us the time we need to win this match. Beautiful work from both squads, though. That was the closest match just yet, and you can see from these elimination totals what a change that has been, but blue side really on the lacking
Bro.
end of what we saw in terms of kills and death ratios. Look at that, 43, 36, 26. What are we seeing? During the break, a little bit of a fun fact. If you guys are struggling against Psylocke, you can pick Invisigirl.
Yes,
And for what
absolutely.
reason, why, and how is because when Psylocke ulties, if you go invisible as Invisigirl, you will not be targeted by Psylocke's ulti. Trying to keep their win rate high and keep it going.
Absolutely. So a fantastic job of kind of balancing actively on the day here from my HyperX Arena staff, right? It is not an easy endeavor. It is one they have decided to undertake and continue on with the swap, and I think they're doing a fantastic job thus far. Magneto! Fear Magneto taking down the Iron Man there early. Aerial Hellfire going to be disengaged for right now. Back in the back line, here's the magic all over these supports. That's a lot of damage early, but now the symbiosis is coming out right here. A fantastic job of utilizing the team power-ups.
And then the Magneto shield going to be able to allow her to survive that much longer to close the gap onto Iron Man. What a move! Magic surviving against all odds right now. Penny Parker also trying to get that elimination, but Magic's not going down without a fight. The healing, the pocket healing is coming out.
Wow.
70 HP. She is solo carrying red team right now.
70 HP and a dream right there. Finds a little bit more. This Punisher will not be able to get what they want done right here. That's pointed opened up, and red will be moving on along.
If I was playing Magic, I would have dove in there and then just got straight murked. But they are still going on a tear. They are going to be able to keep those kills stacking going into this defensive stage. But now we're going to be seeing red side going to be able to get that going, seeing what they can actually pull off with the payload coming in.
Yeah, so a lot of damage, and that's going to be the Scarlet Witch taken on down in their immediate trade. So you take down my Witch, okay, I'm a Psylocke. I'm backing you up, and I'm taking down ticks afterwards. As it is, though, KieZon going to be taken down, so red going to be playing at a mild disadvantage as of right now. Blue without their DPS in the sky. A lot of back and forth here as the tanks fighting on one side, and then the supports being allowed to be pursued by a tank on the other side. I can tell you which way that was.
Magic finally getting taken out of the fight. Penny Parker going to be able to push the advantage as well. Red side having a ton of ultis at their disposal. We'll see how much they want to burn for this next section, trying to get to that halfway point. Scarlet Witch with that auto lock-on damage, that's going to be absolutely brutal to be a part of. But Invisigirl talked about it one time and another, but this is going to be on the side of Psylocke instead of it being on the enemy team where you want it to be. But currently we're going to be seeing blue side still going to be able to stop the push for the time being. See a sloppy gunner go down on that one. Punisher also getting eliminated by Magneto. Invisigirl better find a way out of here. Gets slapped as well.
Dude, webbed, frozen, sedated, everything right there, and still the ultimate on this side. Nobody except for a player on red side dies, Pidgey.
Yeah, this is crazy. Luna Snow ulti coming out, gonna be able to dance their way, keeping their team alive and well. We're gonna see Venom trying to put out damage, but red side really struggling right now, just taking a ton of damage. So props on the blue team, actually being able to do what they can, but we've seen it time and time again. No one knows how to stop this side like ulti. It comes out and gets 2 picks time and time again. Punisher on the flank onto Magneto, misses the shot. They can't line up the crosshair. They were 1 HP.
Bro, that's a single shotgun blast away. You get 8 of them, Pidgey. You can't land the last. And I gotta say, I know what that feels like.
No, same. There has been times where I've had a healer at 1 HP on Psylocke. I miss every shot and I die.
Oh, here comes the Scarlet Witch trying to find some positioning over the top. Not gonna find it, and easily, quickly gets snuffed out. Or not snuffed out, but figured out right there. They're gonna have to try and find a different way in edgewise to get some kind of value from that ultimate. Magic in the back, constantly badgering the back line. That is exactly what Magic does well, and she hasn't taken damage in quite a while.
No, she has not. These healers are on top of that DPS. They are trying to make sure that she's going to be able to go into the back line, do what they can. Scarlet Witch ulti coming out. There's going to be one, only finding one. So that's really unfortunate, but anything is good in terms of pushing this payload, getting to this halfway point. They're at 3.5 minutes. Currently, blue team has to reconsider and get put back together for this next push, because right now they are looking a little bit rough. This Punisher gotta switch off of him, man.
Yeah, something with the Punisher, you need some kind of shield up in front of him. I mean, obviously, ideally, the Doctor Strange, even Magneto, something to allow him to get those shots off from turret form with actual value. As of right now, not a whole lot happening right there. Ultimate's on board, and we might see one of them here soon, but unfortunately the Punisher falls again, just a hair too late on the Luna Snow ultimate, not going to be able to keep up that Punisher. Now another one down here, huge source of healing, eliminated from the red side. That's a DPS gone from blue. From the top and trying to find it, here comes the Psylocke ulti, that's 2. And that's going to be enough, no one touching.
Man, that's an easy sweep from that team, and we've seen that team comp not even change, not even falter. The Magic, the Psylocke, the Scarlet Witch, and they have worked together to put forward something that many teams have not found a solution to just yet, and hopefully they're going to be able to change it up for another squad. But really, if you're Minos, I would recommend, there we go, switching off of the Punisher, trying to figure out something different, and going potentially into a very much so more defensive composition, but we're actually going to still try and figure out where we want to go and who we want to pick. And remember, going into the next round, we will have bans. So if you're struggling with something and you know this player is good with someone, you want to get them off your main. You want to get them off their main and try and push them into a spot where they're uncomfortable with. But we'll see if blue team can push forward an attack that was as good as what the red team just did.
And Pidgey, this is the time that you really want to pay attention to what team of power-ups your opponents are using as well, right? Because a single pick can obviously disregard certain team-ups, right? You'll add as like the base player here, so that's really something you need to be paying attention to. Obviously referencing the Scarlet Witch, Magneto from previous rounds.
And also, you've got the Psylocke with that magic. You have the Psylocke who now has another escape that brings them back, Echo Time Wind kind of ability that helps them so much to survive and just get some heals and get right back into the
heals
fight.
back. You're pretty much guaranteeing yourself at least one more get out of jail free card, right, Pidgey? You already have 2 of the shadow steps there, basically, to borrow from Overwatch, which is essentially the same. Now, a little bit of wonkiness here. That's a Psylocke that might be taken unawares here. No, they're going to be able to get back with the rest of their squad on board with KieZon as of right now. Diving in and diving away quickly as they realized that danger was coming. They wanted no part.
And really, the Star-Lord does such a good job putting out so much damage in such a little span of time. As you're already seeing, the Magic kind of struggling, but they're going to be able to find 2.
Yeah.
Almost gets eliminated, but the healers are just doing such a better job keeping their DPS alive. And blue side, almost straight wiped ace. 4 players going down. And red team going to be able to defend for another minute. We'll see if they're going to be able to try and find anything with these ultis getting charged up.
Yeah, this is something you just have to counter pick against the Magic, the Psylocke, the Scarlet Witch right there. These are all really, really sneaky flanking DPS that you're going to have to take care of and pay attention to your backline. Peel back for the backline is just as simple as that. As it is, though, KieZon finding 1 after this Star-Lord gets a little bit too aggressive without his team.
And we're just going to have to just go back and back and back and forth between these 2 supports. But that just means the rest of the team are going to be taking a ton of damage, trying to clap out as much as they can, going to be able to put them and keep them healthy. But once again, we're going to be seeing the Hulk go down, down, down. Luna Snow doing their best to put out as much healing as possible to keep their team healthy, but the Psylocke ulti is coming out. You better ulti as Mantis right when you hear that Psylocke say, hey, here's a sword to the back of the neck. You gotta pop your ulti when you're Mantis. You can't miss those opportunities to keep your team alive, especially with 2 minutes left. There is not much more you have to do than just press Q.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Just like Overwatch, defensive ultimates in this game, like they're just so very clearly like, okay, you play this, I play this. You press Q, I press Q. Unfortunately, not utilized right here. The ideal from that is that Blue is going to have a couple more things to utilize, but it's not going to mean much fighting 5 to 6.
No, it is not. They have to wait for that additional player to come back into this one and see what they can do to close this gap and potentially get some eliminations. Hulk diving the back line, but we're going to be seeing that Psylocke dive away. Raw Visions, though, going to now once again just be on their own. No heals can be found all the way back there. Luna Snow ulti into the Magneto, but Magneto absolutely whiffs that from half a mile away. We're going to be seeing 1 player going down on the side of blue side, 2 going down on the side of red side, and going back to back. The heals are keeping red healthy, and blue side are slowly crumbling piece by piece. Magic with the ulti, gonna be able to spin dash, triple elimination. coming down from Magic. You got to be able to figure out how to stop this rampage.
You really have to, and it's about controlling areas of effect, and nobody does that
Magneto
better.
sword, man, it is
Love it.
so strong.
And it just got buffed, man. You're talking about I think it's 85 damage per slice now, as long as you actually
half
hit.
of a Psylocke ult, like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
But it also comes out at 3 different lines, right?
Yes.
And 3 different, like you have to remember the first, second, third swipe. Something that's different here than Overwatch, right? Something you really have to pay attention to, like the cycling of your shots, because that right there is not the only example of that within the great game of Marvel Rivals either, Pidgey.
No, it is not. And what another example is being made of this Venom trying to dive into that backline, but unfortunately going to get eliminated. Psylocke is going to be able to get invisible, pop the ulti. Will they be able to counter it any which way? No, they cannot. They're going to find one, maybe two. Luna Snow cannot dance her way away from that Psylocke pressure, and they're going to be able to just press that magic teleport and get themselves out of dodge.
2 tanks on point with no support. This will be the end of the blue team's attack, barring absolute miracle, really. Yep, then there's the overtime timer started. Dagger dance in the middle, gonna be enough, and Red takes this one down on symbiotic symbiotic surface.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough battle, but I do appreciate that blue side was able to switch it up. We saw Mr. Fantastic come out. We saw the Venom being able to come out as well, trying to dive that backline as best as they can, but the Magic has just been uncontested. She's able to teleport in, out, put out damage, whatever you need, Magic is there to do it. You better buy some tickets to figure out how it's all done, because they have put on a show that you want to watch. Healer ban from Mantis, and then a Magic ban coming out from Red. Lock it in, nothing? Oh, Psylocke, there we go. Psylocke at the very last second.
That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted.
Going forward, because he's just been really strong, especially with those shields. You're able to close that gap, give yourself a little bit of space, because you're going to be finding yourself stuck in this little alleyway for a majority of this game. But now we're seeing the Scarlet Witch teleporting up, trying to take down, and they do. That Iron Man just gets sniped off the face of the map.
KieZon as the Hela once again, her coming forth and providing all the advantage in the world. Spider-Girl or Penny Parker coming and getting a lot of damage, forced to retreat back a little bit. This is going to be Dova Queen with a tough ask in front of her, and the Scarlet Witch going to be taking the first real effective pick in this team fight.
Yep, we got the hold now, going out to back off. Really great defense from the blue team so far. They almost got closed in on, but right now you're going to be seeing that Doctor Strange being utilized by Ares. That shield is just so strong. I do believe that we could potentially see that in the patch notes going forward, because of how much sustain
800
is ridiculous. It is. It's 800, and then it comes back so fast as well. The Hulk's going to try and jump up to the rooftops, but unfortunately you're going to be seeing post-MCU Hulk where he's not going to be that useful. We got Hela putting out that KO, and going forward, red team down 1, but so is blue team. So an even 5v5 battle going into this one. We've got this Cloak and Dagger ulti into the Invisible Woman ulti, but we've got that hook into the headshot. Winter Soldier is going to be able to push back KieZon. Invisible Woman going to be able to put out those heals as well. We've got KieZon getting sniped from the rooftop, but 4 people are stunned from the Doctor Strange ulti. We've got the Hulk being able to negate Doctor Strange's burst fire damage, and now we've got a little bit of a change-up going over to Mr. Fantastic. Going to be able to get some additional health and shields, but not even that is going to be enough to help them survive.
We were looking at 550, and I blinked, and it was down to like 45, and it was 1 shot away. KaiZon getting it going rather low, and you put baby into a corner. No more KaiZon for you, my friends, as we're going to be looking at Red just still fighting, attacking for that first tick of progress.
What's so sad is that red team had it. We saw it. We had our hearts drop for a second because of the fact that they were looking really low. They had a few eliminations. KieZon is also going down to Hela one more time. Hela's just been on point with these picks. But then Doctor Strange ulti stuns 4 of them, and that allowed them to change it up. Fearing Magneto, you can see them just dashing away into that bird, and unfortunately, once again, we're going to be seeing that Doctor Strange is putting out so much work and so much damage, so much sustain. It's pretty ridiculous that they haven't gotten eliminated just yet. Did they even get killed in this entire tournament so far? but this is going to be a huge hold right now with a minute to go. Blue team is currently going to be able to have the setup they need to hold it on.
Mixed Beast has it, goes to the top. No, doesn't pull it in time. KieZon. Okay, so I've actually been counting. Mixed Beast has beaten KieZon once. KieZon has taken down Mixed Beast like 4 times, once or twice as Iron Man as well. So continuing to fight this one through the DPS duels. Coming in here and really pulling a difference between these two squads early. Cloak and Dagger rolled, answered by Cloak and Dagger rolled. All right, nobody's going to die on point for a while. As I say that, no!
Oh, you jinxed it. Caster Curse. The Dr. Strange ult is going to be able to stun 2 of them, but 2 people go down on the side of blue team. Currently, we're going to be able to see that Hella ulti, and that's going to be damage on damage on damage. Double kill! Going into 3 potentially. Is they're going to be able to see that? Oh, healer at the top. Dashes right up, trying to take them out. 1 HP. Cloak and Dagger. No! More like 2 funerals having to be planned.
What?
Make it 3, because that Scarlet Witch just decimating.
Nicely done. KieZon tries to get on over to this point, stall it out a little while longer for their teammates, all for naught, and going to be fighting this next without a DP, without a second DPS, I should say, for a little while. No healer as well. This player needs to be Dagger, needs to be healing right now.
Yeah, you really want to keep them topped off, especially in this next choke point, because a lot can go wrong. As you see, Sloppy Gunner's health bar going wrong as well. Knows exactly where that med kit is, gets themselves back up. This Magneto needing as many heals as they can, because you can just see the damage being output, spear of damage being out there with the invisible woman. Hella ult once again, but Dr. Strange going to be able to float up into the sky and absolutely counter it. But Penny Parker is going to go down from Hella. Barbarino going to be able to confirm that one. Going forward, Hella still trying to push them back.
Just waiting for positioning, trying to play this through. This is a wise decision for Red to just simply have come back a little bit, taken that neutral space in the middle and made it more of like a no man's land. Here comes one of the Cloak and Dagger ultimates. Might see the second in just a second.
We'll see, but blue team going to be able to push once again, going forward, trying to just stay alive as best as they can, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Red team losing 3 of their players and having started all the way from spawn, make that 4. Blue team's going to be able to hold on to this defense and push them back. 1 minute to go, but whenever 1 minute strikes, we know Red team knows how to strike back and clutch it up.
Neutral position, kind of feeling each other out as of right now. Ultimates available for both teams. Which ones? That's the question. On board with KieZon right now. We've been watching this DPS duel so far with Dip and Mixed Beast. Be consistently through. There's an invisible wall in the middle. Luna Snow getting a little bit of flag, but willing to come all the way back from this one. Sloppy Gunner doth fall. They were going to really need that Scarlet Witch in the next right here. Here comes the stun. Nice headshot as KieZon puts another one against Mixed Beast.
That is crazy. What an absolute showcase of just nailing those headshots time and time again. But blue team currently up 6-5 versus, and with 7 seconds left, I said they clutch up with 1 minute left, but unfortunately, this Black Panther is going to have to run for his life, might reenact anything they can to try and survive, might have to pass off the mantle of who actually is the Black Panther. Blue team gets struggled. They go down 1, and now red team 6. No 5v5 situation, overtime. They got to get on the push.
Whoa.
They've got to do what they can. Black Panther jumping down, slicing and dicing, and now we're going to be seeing it once again. Sloppy Gunner able to hold on and press left click as best as they can.
No,
and now we got the Doctor Strange portal running right in, and you know what that does to your frame rate. Nothing good, even for these extremely powerful computers. Thank you, Marvel Rivals, but it's still fantastic to see such a great implemented ability. KieZon going down. The storm is going to be able to find 1. Will they be able to find 2? They don't. They're going to be able to jump right out. Invisible Woman heals themselves, and now that damage is coming out, and Kalzu finds that one onto Ares, someone who doesn't die easy on that Doctor Strange. Wolverine going to be able to slice onto Sloppy Gunner. But they are stuck in this hallway, which just allows Wolverine to mow them down.
No progress on point whatsoever. Burst healing getting provided right there from Fabrino. Trying to stare down the maul right now. That's big hits. Now damage down bottom onto some supports as well. This is going to be much easier said than done. A little bit closer and farther away. Kalzu takes down a huge source of damage in the form of KieZon and their other DPSs running back as of right now. Blue needs to come back.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow. The Wolverine jump into the Storm ultimate to grab 3 of them. Their entire backline is gone. So goes their front line. Sloppy Gunner can't survive, and Ares now on life support. The change up into the Wolverine and Storm really making the difference up in this round.
I gotta say, I don't like the utilization of both ultimates right there. It was exciting. Yes, they took him down, but the one DPS is down, the other one is coming back. Anybody who's tracking a little bit could have been able to tell that, right? You take both of your DPS ultimates, one of which does not charge very quickly, right? And you utilize them in both right here. Now, really, what are you staring down the barrel of? A stun from Doctor Strange doesn't do much by themselves. Spider Time from the Penny Parker doesn't really do a whole lot by themselves, and that is notwithstanding talking about the support ultimates that, again, much more defensive than they are offensive.
Ares switching over. What are we seeing right now? Ares taking themselves off the Doctor Strange, but they went over to the Winter Soldier and they just immediately get picked up. KieZon also going down. Kanzai also in life support. Magneto is the only tank on the blue team, and they're going to need way more than that. The Storm is just coming in, and they are wreaking havoc. What is this, Mario Kart with as many shocks that are happening? Winter Soldier's going to be able to pick off that Storm. Finally, we're going to be seeing a little ray of sunshine for the blue team, as it's going to be a 5v4 situation.
That is a lot of glowing over here for one of these teams. Posturing back and forth, trying to go toe-to-toe as of right now. Magneto in the front with the Doctor Strange on the other side, coming from on high. Mixed Peace trying to find something. It's Spider Time as of right now. KieZon down. Slamtaro down. No Wrecking Ball for you, my friend. KieZon finding it from on high. There's a Magneto ultimate as well. Trying to get something going here as Mixed Peace turns this one into a natural disaster. The ultimate from the support doesn't quite get there in time. Pidgey, they're still fighting this one.
Sloppy Gunner, though, is going to be able to find that one with the absolute damage that Scarlet Witch puts out, and it's looking like they're going to be able to finally push this forward. 6v5 situation. Doctor Strange portal coming out, going to be able to bring Penny Parker in, but both Invisible Woman and Penny Parker and Mixed Beast all in a wrap, which is going to allow them to push this part forward finally after so long with 7 seconds remaining. What an absolute clutch factor, and you saw that Storm. I thought that was going to be the equalizer, but unfortunately it did not add up enough. Red team's defense crumbles.
I gotta say, the switch back on over from DPS characters, that just makes sense right here for KieZon. Mixed Beast, no reason to switch whatsoever. No reason to switch. KieZon also been doing fantastic stuff thus far. It's gonna be a Winter Soldier versus a Winter Soldier here. KieZon on Ares, excuse me.
Yes, Ares actually talking about big game about their Winter Soldier. Let's see if they're gonna be able to live up to the hype. Ella pointing out that burst, but unfortunately not going to be able to find anyone on that. KieZon still looking healthy. Blue team looking extremely healthy. Red team getting shredded little bit by little bit. KieZon and Ares finding Penny Parker and the Winter Soldier and Hela. 3 are down, and that will confirm it. Blue team will be able to take this first round without a doubt. Did you have any? Because I did, actually, because they had 7 seconds to push it forward, and they were able to clutch up and throw down.
Yeah, that's just as quickly how a round ends 2-1, where it very easily could have been 0-1. Like, yes, they had progress on their first point, so it's like a 0.5, something like that. For all intents and purposes, would have been a 0. Excuse me. Red almost brings this one through. Hey, you'll love to see the Magnetos get play of the game, right?
It's interesting because I really do believe it doesn't matter that much because they're both just healers. They're in the back line until the ultimates come out with them. No healer bans or anything else.
Yeah, who would that have been? KieZon,
I think
maybe
KieZon.
Sloppy, maybe
have these long corridors, these long hallways that you're able to fall back into and get your heals if you need them. But right now we're going to be seeing those Gamora tentacles going down in an instant and already bringing it all out. Mr. Fantastic going to be able to stretch out their arms but not put out the damage they're looking for. And I also think Mr. Fantastic a little bit more difficult to land those shots on, but already Slamtaro with the first elimination of the day, serving it up Gary's way. Ares is also going down. KieZon's Winter Soldier. Is this a lore accurate performance We're currently going to be able to see one more headshot. Will it make it 3? Barbarino on life support. 1, 2, 3. And they are going down. Namor confirms that one.
That's a javelin for the ages right here as Namor uses what is generally a get-out-of-dodge type ability and cooldown to just get up with the rest of his team. This is exactly the area that I was talking about, and if this squad had come forth and destroyed this destructible environment, now they have no perch with which to sit upon. As it is, KieZon down, looking at mana jump back in a couple of seconds on board the Strange. Here, they're just trying to maintain some sort of front line. There's a wise decision for Blue to just simply back up.
Now we have our first character change of the match. We're going to be seeing Mana Jump, changing it up, seeing if that damage is going to be able to be a difference maker, because Orange already at that 50% mark. They are going to be able to hold on to this. And with that Penny Parker AoE, all of that damage in that area, you're going to have such a hard time even trying and attempting to get on that whole entire objective. Scarlet Witch popping out burst bubbles, but it's not going to do that much damage. We've got Shove, take it down, KieZon, and that's going to be a 5v6 situation. Red team with the advantage. Namor trying to put out something here. Barbarino looking extremely low. Let's see, will they be able to heal themselves back up? They do. Look at this, Winter Soldier trying to find an opportunity to pop off. Going to be able to push up that burst bubble, but now we've got that Punisher ulti. It does so much damage, but now we got the Penny Parker. Gonna be able to run around and try and put down as many landmines as possible and keep this objective safe at 94%. Will it be a sweep back? We've got the blue team on edge, but they're gonna get healed right back up. 5v6 situation, 99% blue team. Most likely gonna be able to take this one over. Sloppy Gunner goes down.
Okay, so one down from both of them. Slamtaro down as well. Red is at a disadvantage, they know it, and they tried to put a toe on there. This is just a matter of trying to get them as few percentage possible, percentage points possible. Thank you.
Say that 10 times fast.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I just failed at doing it, actually. And now, so what the idea is putting a toe on right there and obviously delaying this just like a little bit farther. So this will be, you know, this would probably be like 24, 25% or so versus 20. And that can really stack up to matter here.
It really can. And having that Penny Parker ulti, and I would probably switch off it potentially, like you're already
100%.
seeing. Once you go into this more aggressive route, this is when the character changes matter the most. Red team looking really rough, but Hello ulti gonna be able to go and turn it all around. Once again, 2 down, make it 3, serve it up fresh. You're gonna be able to get buy 2, get 1 free, get 2, buy 2 free. Red team almost aced. Wow, and this might be a 99 to 100. Guess what Red team did before? They were able to do the same exact thing, but do they change it up is the question. And right now that Penny Parker is just not putting out enough damage to get them on the site at all.
Yeah, I have to agree with this. This has to be a switch. There's no well, actually there's a Groot now here. Okay, so a little bit of a different story here. I was going to say, like, Penny is just useless by herself. Like, if she doesn't have some sort of wall, she's just a big bullet sponge. And not really that much more. Here comes the utilization of those wood walls. There's the iron wall. There's Ares down.
And now Namor's going to be able to also pick off Sloppy Gunner. 3 of them down, 4 of them down as well. A 2v6 situation. The Groot switch up is going to be able to place the walls down for success and give them an opportunity to push them away from those barriers and bring them down into the Coliseum and confirm the first round. The Royal Palace has been captured by Red Team.
Nicely done. Blue gets a little bit towards their ticks of progress, but not enough to take down that first round. Now, Sloppy Gunner multi-kill off of their ultimate in quite a while, though, so maybe that's something to consider.
It is. I mean, they're putting out the eliminations, they're putting out the damage, but unfortunately, Scarlet Witch's ulti is just not good right now. It takes way too long to pop. Right when you hear it happen, she's literally holding herself for about 8.5 hours, and by the time that happens, you're going to be able to pick them off. And already, we're going to be seeing Red Team almost getting clean swipe. We have Captain America on a very low situation. So is Penny Parker, but now KieZon going to be able to get those heals that they're looking for. Penny Parker Spider Time going to get countered from that Hela. Going forward, we got that Winter Soldier also trying to find an opportunity. Scarlet Witch once again just opting to just not really worry about the ulti, but rather holding down left click and confirming a lot of eliminations. Blue team's going to be able to grab back that point advantage.
Yeah, 31% down now. No deflect coming in from KieZon right here. And I mean, I'd hate to sound negative, but I'm going to beat the same drum. I really don't feel like Mr. Fantastic has a place at these higher levels of competition.
I don't think so either. And it always hurts to say, especially when you hear the commentators say it,
like
but it's just the reality right now. We have not seen them put out the sustainability and do what they need to help their team out, especially in a time like this when you have this 1-0 advantage on these match points. You got to be able to just sacrifice yourself for the team and do something. You certainly hear the team comps and the synergy coming out on the stage all the way up here in the commentator's booth. We've got the Captain America dashing in, taking down 2. They are a 4v6 situation. Captain America jumping down, taking down Sloppy Gunner. Scarlet Witch no more. We've got the spoilers from that new Doctor Strange movie, but Doctor Strange is nowhere to be found. Winter Soldier going to be able to try and put out as much damage as they can, but they get chased down. The Winter Soldier no more. Red team takes advantage of that point. They're working their way up to even this game out.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. What you do not want to do is allow mixed Bs to get the boops onto you. We have not seen any environmental kills thus far. It's very easy to get into that right there and just get a little bit of tunnel vision and forget, hey, there's a bottomless pit of abyss behind me.
I have jumped off these ledges so many times as Jeff the Shark. Don't even get me started. But we have that Hella ulti. Gonna be able to grab one. Grab 2.
Okay.
Potentially no. They're gonna be able to get healed right back
Where's
up.
Sloppy Gunner? Where's this ultimate coming in from? They've had this for like a round and a half now.
And they still haven't utilized it. Maybe we could see.
Environmental kill. KieZon killed themselves.
Oh, there we go. Dashing right off the map.
Again!
And that's going to be a quadra for Ares. He talks big game, and now he's going to be able to take that point away with that quadra.
Nicely done. They get all of this done with just a single ultimate. KieZon, I mean, they're at 20%, but that seems like, I mean, it seems a lifetime ago. That was 30 seconds. That was forever ago here, Pidgey.
It really has been. Man of Jump has the opportunity to set up Sloppy Gunner also. They do have that Doctor Strange portal on standby. We will see Hella putting out as much picks as they can, staying in the back. You know they do so much damage from afar, and tries, and they do. Mixed Beast takes down their Hella as well. Man of Jump going to be able to take down their Gru, and Stova Queen taking down Sloppy Gunner. Penny Parker dashing through, landmine central with the Luna ulti, combination central. Let's see if they're going to be able to pull something off. Ares takes down Hella.
It just feels like BM, right? Like, I'm trying as best I can to kill this person. She's just dancing. Could not care about me, like, whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
I
Nova
love
Queen
it.
taken out right here. Is the Mantis going to have their work cut out for them as they're just trying to keep players alive. A lot of low damage in the middle, and that sustain is not going to be enough. No burst healing here for the Mantis, really. There's 1, there's 2, a little bit on the backside. Gotta land those, and does so close.
That was insane. Mantis really sniping Iron Man out of the sky. Kanzai going to be able to find one onto with Hawkeye, but now going to be able to see this Hawkeye, or this Hella going down, had the ulti at the very last second. Red team is just crumbling. Their health bars are gone, and the overtime is done. This is going to be a 1-to-1 situation going to Bifrost Garden. That Winter Soldier Ares trying to put out as much as they can, but they are not going to be able to do enough. Again, going to get stunned right out of it, but their health bar is looking low.
Yep.
We've got the ulti coming out from Token Dagger, but Ares grabbing 3, Iron Man grabbing 1, 4 players out, 5. Make it 5 for the side of Red Team, and Blue is going to be able to take that one over. Squirrel Girl is running for their lives, asking PETA to do something for them.
So we see a little bit of a switch over here from the Red squad. We'll let Blue figure that out as it comes. As we see, I mean, they took that entire point with only 2. With only 2 ultimates, and obviously the advantage that Winter Soldier gets, he's already back to a 3rd towards that one. An early take right here. So KieZon goes from the ineffectual Mr. Fantastic to like the kind of just not really thematical Venom right here. I have to wonder what's going on.
I do not know. They just dove in there and got one shot. Does Hella. Mixtor Beast is going to go down to Ares. 6v5. Going forward into this 40% mark for Blue Team. So there's still a lot of time. You can't panic if you are on Blue Team. You got to just figure out how to stop this Hellfire from above from Iron Man, and potentially could be something crazy with Penny Parker running in, trying to lay down as many landmines as possible, but she is not really an aggressive character. So will it be enough as we got Iron Man switching it all over, and Penny Parker and KieZon finds 2.
Yeah, KieZon easily getting taken from on high here. Here comes the Doctor Strange ultimate. Nothing doing. His mana jump completely wastes that out. Now, that's Bobby Reno. Yeah, so Bobby Reno doesn't go where they needed to right here, and that's going to be an easy series of picks. Again, not 100% what's going on right here. All 12 of these players are higher elo, and almost all 12 of them made really poor plays in the past 30 seconds or so.
I agree.
I'm not singling anybody out, but some honestly really, really poor plays.
It is, and when you have 73% on point, you really maybe even overextended yourself too far, had some easy picks that happened, and now we're going to be seeing Red Team able to take over for the time being, but now jumping down, we're going to be able to see again another Winter Soldier ultimate, but Ares going to get picked off immediately. We're going to have that Mantis being able to just snipe them out. Hella ulti, going to try and find anyone, but they are hiding. We've got the Penny Parker taking down Sloppy Gunner. Sloppy Gunner really I don't think the Scarlet Witch is what you want to do right now. Hella going to be able to find one as well. 3v6 situation, and they're going to be able to find at least 20% more as 4 of the blue team goes down.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Sloppy Gunner has held on to their ultimate for 3 rounds now. I mean, right? I'm pretty sure this player has had this since last. Here finally comes the switch. Something.
This could be.
A shortcut through space.
We'll see. We'll see.
No, there you go. And no, this is perfect. You come from the other side. There's damage, but nothing else because. It is what it is. Back to it. Aziel falls right here.
Try to build it up.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's going to be so hard for you to do anything from, like, in the air when you have KieZon, when you have this Hella player on the other side. Just absolutely hurt.
And now we're up to 83%. The Cloak and Dagger ulti going to be able to land down that AoE healing and damage. Blue team really actually looking healthier than you could possibly imagine. But now with the double ultis back to back, there's going to be a huge amount of sustain from both stages. But right now, we do have Red team having a little bit more of an advantage. Dova Queen going to be able to grab one. Going forward, blue team only having 5 players, 5v5 situation as well. Dr. Strange grabbing that one onto Mantis. They are going down. Red team, one after another. Sloppy Gunner is able to clutch it up.
All right, folks, just to remind you, this is blue team up 1-0 in a best of 3. 19 points separate them in the end of this tournament. If they take it down here in Dom, they'll be taking it down 2-0. This is last gasp territory here for Red, and they are fighting for all of the oxygen right now, like they need their next breath. It's all here, trying to get the AoE damage. A trade, no Winter Soldiers left in the last of this. Dova Queen taken down a little bit early. His utilization of ultimates a little bit late here. Super low is all of Red. They have ultimates available. Sloppy Gunner chooses not to pull ultimates at the very end of this. No ultimates for the Scarlet Witch whatsoever. And Blue is still going to take it down. Fantastic job as that we have in our victors.
Oh my God, a clean defensive showdown of the century. Blue team just says, hey, jump through the portal into my arms and into a clean ace elimination. They will be our first ever victors for this Marvel Rivals tournament. They have shown up and shown down, and Man of Jump will be jumping into a pool of cash money with how much they have done for their own team.